Welcome to What the Hell is Going On News. April 19, 2026 was supposed to be a quiet Sunday morning in Shreveport, Louisiana, but as the sun began to rise over the neighborhoods of Cedar Grove and Moortown, a sequence of events was unfolding that would leave the nation paralyzed. This wasn't a random act of street violence or a public mass shooting. This was something far more intimate and far more devastating. Inside two separate homes, the sanctuary of family was shattered. Shamar Elkins, a 31-year-old father, did the unthinkable. In a span of less than an hour, the lives of 8 children, 7 of his own, and a young cousin were extinguished. The oldest was just 11. The youngest was only 3. How does a domestic dispute escalate into a family annihilation? What are the warning signs that the system or those closest to the situation might have missed? Today, we are stripping away the headlines to look at the wreckage left behind. This is not just a story of crime, it is an investigation into the dark intersection of domestic control, mental collapse, and a morning that changed Shreveport forever. We're breaking down the timeline, the motive, and the chilling final moments of Shamar Elkins.
Mass murder in Louisiana defies all understanding. Police confirming a father turned his gun on 7 of his own children. Holding hands, praying, shaking, trying to make sense of what happened Sunday morning. These neighbors woke up to a horror they'll never forget.
Right now, we have at least 10 individuals that were struck by gunfire last night in a domestic disturbance. 8 of these individuals are deceased. The ranges of the decedents are from 1 year of age to approximately 14 years of age. All of the deceased in this case are juveniles.
You heard people wailing when they received the news from the Shreveport, Louisiana police. Later, the news getting even worse.
I can tell you that 7 of the 8 children that were killed are believed to be his children. We are still working to determine a complete motive and understanding as to why this happened.
Just after 6 a.m. on Sunday, Shreveport police responded to the reports of a domestic disturbance on the 300th block of West 79th Street in the Cedar Grove neighborhood. Officers arrived to find a horrific scene inside the residence. Multiple children had been shot. One adult woman, Shanika Pugh, Elkin's wife, was found with critical gunshot wounds but alive. Within minutes, investigators was led to a second location on Harrison Street, approximately 3 miles away. There they discovered another adult woman shot and additional child victims. A 13-year-old boy managed to escape the carnage by jumping off of the roof of the 79th Street home, suffering broken bones but surviving the encounter. 8 children were killed, ranging from the age 3 to 11-year-old. 7 were the children of Shamar Elkins. The 8th was a cousin.
This happened.
There's no understanding of father murdering his own children, the pain running deep.
And this is the result when someone snaps. So I'm going to ask the community, along with prayer, with every mental health consultant, counselor that is out here, this family and this community needs you. I need you. Because how do we get through this?
In total, detectives say 31-year-old Shamar Elkins shot 10 people in 3 different locations. 7 of the 8 juvenile victims were killed inside a home, the 8th on the roof while trying to escape. The 2 people who survived, police say, are Elkins' wife and girlfriend. Both shot in the head, both in critical condition.
The Caddo Parish coroner identified the victims as Jayla Elkins, age 3, Shayla Elkins, age 5, Kayla Pugh, age 6, Layla Pugh, age 7, McCaden Pugh, age 10, Soraya Snow, age 11, Kadarian Snow, age 6, Braylon Snow, age 5. Police spokesperson Chris Borderline noted that many of the children appeared to have been shot in their sleep, with most of the wounds concentrated in the head area. The weapon used was described by the authorities as a rifle style pistol. Immediately following the shooting, Elkins fled the scene, carjacking a male bystander at gunpoint to secure a getaway vehicle. Shreveport police and Louisiana state troopers tracked the stolen vehicle, initiating a high-speed pursuit that crossed into the neighboring Bossier Parish. The chase ended in Bossier City when Elkins exited the vehicle while still armed. Officers opened fire, killing Elkins on the scene. No law enforcement officers were injured during the exchange. Elkins, 31, was an Army veteran who had served in the Louisiana Army National Guard.
Condition.
All I can tell you today is my heart is saddened. It has brought me to my knees, and of course, that's a great place to be because then we can communicate with God.
When police moved in to arrest him, they say he carjacked a person at gunpoint. Officers gave chase, catching up to him, then shooting and killing Elkins. The multiple crime scenes, gruesome.
Imagine the first responders, the crime scene investigators, the coroners, deputy coroners, and the coroners people that go in, and they have to discover these 8 children murdered all at the same time. It just was a horrific scene out there.
And this is raw, and these are the tragedies when there are domestic violence or domestic disturbances in our community.
Now, the National Institute of Health says domestic violence killings are on the rise. In 2019, there were 1,065 domestic violence murders. 5 years later, in 2024, that number more than doubled to 2,339.
Hours before the massacre, Elkins posted a photo on Facebook with his oldest daughter. 2 weeks prior, he had posted photos with himself and 7 children after an Easter service. Investigators found a Facebook post from April 9th where Elkins called for God to guard his mind, suggesting he may have been struggling with mental health issues in the days leading up to the attack. Authorities described his prior criminal record as limited, making the scale of the violence even more shocking to the local community. The primary motive is identified as a domestic dispute. Elkins and his wife, Shaniqua Pugh, were in the middle of a separation. Relatives reported that the couple had been arguing about separation immediately prior to the shooting. Criminologists point to this as a classic case of family annihilation, where a perpetrator, usually a male, experiencing a loss of control or perceived abandonment, kills his entire family. This is the deadliest mass shooting in the U.S. since January 2024. Shreveport Mayor Tom Arsenault described it as the worst tragic situation we've ever had, prompting renewed national debates on domestic violence intervention and firearm access for those with documented mental health struggles. The yellow police tape has long been cleared from the streets of Shreveport, but the silence left behind in those 2 homes is deafening. 8 chairs that will never be filled at a dinner table. 8 futures cut short before they even truly began. The tragedy in Louisiana is a harrowing reminder that the most dangerous place for many is not a dark alley or a city street. It is behind their own front door. We are left with the survivors who must now carry the weight of a trauma that defies description. These are the hard to cover cases right here, especially when it involves children. So I want to take the time out to send my deepest condolences to the families, the communities, as well as the entire state of Louisiana. If you know someone that is suffering from some serious domestic violence issues or having some serious mental health issues, if you love them, care for them, please get them some help because that might be the last time that you see that loved one. So, again, condolences to the families during their time of grief. It's unfortunate that this man reached a breaking point to where he eradicated his whole bloodline. He killed his whole progeny, leaving behind no one to carry his name. It's a terrible way to go out. He didn't even leave his kids a fighting chance. That's terrible. People need to get some serious help. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to What the Hell is Going On News. It's been fun. Stay vigilant. God bless. Peace.